They just are absolutely frightened to death because they don't think they can, this enormous job they've got ahead of them, that they're equal to it. That's the answer. They don't think, you'll never convince any of them. Edward G. Robinson said, don't you, I got a chance to talk with him. And he said, isn't that funny that you think, I can't do that part. My gosh, what does Louis B. Mayer think? Oh, I can do this. You think, what good? And by the time you get the script memorized, you realize, gee, it's mine. I realize I have something to give to this part. But no matter who played that part, that Edward might have played that part that Edward G. Robinson played, by the time he gets it on camera, it belongs to Edward G. Robinson. He said, if you found that, and I said, parts you think you couldn't play at all, they all think, I don't know that I'm equal to this.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Two of the more significant people that you had close artistic relationships, David Merrick and Gower Champion. We know that David Merrick wanted you to be Dolly from the get-go, but evidently Gower Champion had to be convinced. And my question is, how did you convince Gower Champion to cast you in the role of Dolly Levi?
First off, he's a dancer, so he doesn't hear people particularly. He watches their legs, their arms, and their everything that has to do with choreography. So Jerry Herman and I found the spine to Hello, Dolly. And just like in Bennington College, that's where I attended. Bennington College, I played, you won't believe this, St. Joan, Shaw's St. Joan. And so we're sitting there waiting for the scene. I played the whole thing, and I found the spine to St. Joan, Shaw's St. Joan, and how Richard Boleslavsky and Konstantin Stanislavski. Are you familiar with their work? You are. Some of you know. It's invaluable. Hang on to it, and everything has a spine. And so stop me when I get too long.
No, you're
all right. Konstantin Stanislav, somebody's from Russia sent this to. They sent me their Stanislavski medal, and they gave it to me. Anyway, it's a Russian. But you find the spine. The main character has a spine. I found the spine to St. Joan. Nobody could find it in Bennington College. And I found it. And I was playing St. Joan. And I found it. And every character in it has to have the same spine. By the time you add their beats and actions, you add those up and it amounts to the spine. And all have to have the same spine, every character in it. And sometimes the author doesn't even know that he has a spine, but if he writes honestly, it's there.
So you convinced Champion that you knew Dolly's spine, you knew her objective
and Jerry
from the moment
Herman,
to the end.
too.
And Herman.
Jerry Herman and I, did I interrupt you?
No.
Yeah, Jerry Herman and I went to him and said, Jerry, I got the spine to Hello, Dolly. But Joan's spine and the spine of the entire play, everybody in it, is to burn Joan at the stake, including Joan. Every step she took, she went right for frying at the stake. Right to it, straight to it, whatever it was. And then the spine. So Thornton Wilder was alive when we were rehearsing Hello, Dolly, which was a thrill for me. And I said, Thornton, do you realize what the spine is? I found it buried in the last soliloquy, in Dolly's last soliloquy to her dead husband before she has decided to marry Vandergelder. And it's also before she does the fabulous Hello, Dolly. I don't mean Gower Champion on the Hello, Dolly number, on all the choreography. Was unbelievable. He was so great, just so great in the choreography. He just didn't understand dialogue. But Jerry Herman did, because he writes lyrics as well as music. And so I said, what do you think? I said, Thornton, do you think that this, darling man, do you think this could be the spine to Hello Dolly that was buried in there? To rejoin the human race.
That's it.
And he had to think of it. And do you think so too? See, this is the thing. Barnaby and Cornelius are buried in this basement, and Vandergelder won't let them out because he's getting all this work done for very little money. So they have one beat and action and spine to get to New York and rejoin the human race, get out of that basement. Then the next, Mrs. Malloy, who is a milliner, hates hats, as she says. Yes, she did. And she went to get out of that millinery shop and rejoin the human race, get to New York. And the Vandergelder, who claims for himself, I am the richest and therefore the meanest man in Yonkers. Automatically, that makes him the meanest man in Yonkers. And I always thought that was very funny. But anyway, and he has no friends. Everybody hates him. He's rich, and he fires everybody. I mean, he wants to fire everybody. And he wants to rejoin the human race. And Dolly's fine at the foot, and she's praying to her husband, the last soliloquy to her dead husband, Ephraim, let me go. It's been long enough. And she's explaining to him, so Ephraim, I want to rejoin the human race. And Ephraim, I want you to give me away. And I guess you just heard that on that screen. Well, I do it much better now than I did. Backstage, I thought, oh my gosh, it's a quiet prayer, and she just rests it on him. Please, Ephraim, let me go. I want to rejoin the human race before the parade passes by. And Jerry wrote the best song in the whole show, Before the Parade Passes By. After we found the spine, it gives you the energy to go straight for the spine, and he did. I'm going to get in step while there's still time left, before the parade passes by, before it all moves on, and only I'm left. The flutes come in, I'm ready to move out in front. I'm going to get... Oh, it's so long ago. With the rest of them, with the best of them, I can hold my head up high, for I've got to go again. I've got to drive again. I'm going to feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. It's the best. Because after that she gets in that red dress costume department. I'm in your costume department, and you ask me what's the best kind of a costume? The one that carries out the plot, the emotion of the person wearing that costume. And that's what, just this morning, they asked the best questions here at CSU. And that's how, that red dress is fussy, too much jewelry, but that's Dolly's idea of getting of rejoining the human race, and she's going to go back to being alive. She comes down that stairway, and and the 12 Dolly boys are there. Oh, and they swing right in, and she's back in life again. Jerry Herman, he won the Kennedy Award this year. It's so right. It's so right that he should win that Kennedy Award. Well, anyway, I'm that's the song that sets up Hello Dolly.
You know, Carol, I think there's another book you need to write called Hello Dolly, My Story.